Very interesting read here from TalkSport. I'll read the headline here. Maybe it's taken its toll. Dillian Whyte gives tough prediction for ex-rival Tyson Fury's rematch with Alexander Usyk. Dillian Whyte has suggested Tyson Fury's past exploits may have finally caught up with him. So, I tell you what, I'm going to quote Dillian Whyte in this article here. But I'm just going to read a little bit of this article for you guys here listening. The Gypsy King suffered his first career defeat against Alexander Usyk in their undisputed showdown in May and was even nearly stopped in the 9th round. He will get an immediate shot at redemption in their sequel on December the 21st, but it is expected to be an uphill battle for the Briton. Whyte, who came up short in a domestic clash with Fury in April 2022, believes the Briton has a chance, but only if he hasn't lost a yard from the previous fight. He goes on to say, with an interview with IFL TV, and I'll quote him here directly, he says, "It's heavyweight boxing, so anything is possible, and you can't write Tyson Fury off." Very true. But maybe these hard fights he's had have taken a toll on him. You never know. He's human. He's had a lot of hard fights, a lot of knockdowns, and maybe it's taken a toll on him. And maybe he's not even bothered or motivated anymore. If he trains right, he stands a big chance. But Usyk's self-confidence will be through the roof. And before, he thought he could outbox him, but now he knows he can hurt him. So it'll be a much more difficult task for Tyson Fury this time around. Fury's been involved in some brutal wars, including 3 outings against notable power puncher Deontay Wilder. I think the quote from Dillian Whyte is gone round about there. Okay, so those are the words of Dillian Whyte. He's basically saying that if Tyson Fury is fully motivated, he trains right, he really is in there with a shot against Alexander Usyk. And whilst I agree with him, and listen, Tyson Fury, I've always said this about Tyson Fury. If you were talking about a peak Tyson Fury against a peak Usyk, I'd favour Tyson Fury to win. You're talking about peak for peak. I would favour Tyson Fury over Alexander Usyk if it was Tyson Fury of the 2020 who fought Deontay Wilder, or the 2015 Fury who fought Vladimir Klitschko. I would favour both those versions over Alexander Usyk, even an Alexander Usyk who you would say from the Anthony Joshua fight, or the Morakasiev fight, those versions, or the Bellew fight, those versions of Usyk just looked incredible. I would still favour Fury at his absolute peak to win. Now, he's saying about Fury being motivated and, needing to train right, but what I would say and Dillian Whyte, when he talks about himself in a boxing sense, and when he talks about some of his defeats, like, I give you an example, they mentioned the Fury fight there. Dillian Whyte was making out as though, Fury did him wrong, that he pushed him over and that he hit his head off the canvas, and that's why he was so badly hurt, and that's why the referee stopped the fight. No, incorrect. Tyson Fury landed a brilliant uppercut that had you done. He was knocked out before he hit the ground, and when he got back up, he was in no fit state to continue, so the referee waved it off. That's it. But Dillian Whyte is someone who, and I like his attitude to an extent, that it's like, right, look, no matter what, they can say what they want, but I'm going to say that had this not happened, I would have won, and I'm going to use that to keep on going. And it's helped Dillian Whyte be successful. When he talks about himself in a boxing context, he's obviously going to be biased. He's obviously going to think that he can do anything. And, of course, if he didn't think that, he wouldn't have got to where he is. Fair enough. When you hear him talk about other fighters and him be somewhat objective, when he talks boxing, you can tell Dillian Whyte knows boxing. You can tell that he has a good eye for boxing, and that he has, I don't want to say he's got necessarily a good eye for talent. I wouldn't go that far in terms of fighters who he's managed, because apart from Fabio Wadley, Richard Riakporhe, doesn't train Richard Riakporhe anymore, but Riakporhe, no. Alan Babic, certainly not. Jesus Christ. Alan Babic certainly would be someone who would give it all in the gym, but that's no good when you leave it all in the gym, which he appears to have had. Left whatever he had, that was well and truly left in the gym. But Dillian Whyte, taking all that out of the equation, he does have a good eye for boxing, and he's talking about a Tyson Fury fully motivated. But I would say to Dillian Whyte, was he not fully motivated first time around? Tyson Fury had the guts of 6 months really to prepare for that fight. After all that time, losing all that weight, coming in, he was fighting for undisputed. He couldn't have been any more motivated if he tried. Now maybe he'll have even more motivation with the loss. Who knows? But was he not motivated first time around, and that wasn't enough? Maybe the loss will boost it. I don't know. He's talking about if he's even motivated. So Dillian Whyte is the one questioning it. And, you know, you look at the video of Fury face planting the ground in Morecambe and you just think, God, Usyk's already in training. I don't begrudge someone having a couple of drinks, you know. I don't begrudge someone getting drunk, to be honest with you. But if you know you're going to be fighting, and 6 months is not a long time, especially for an aging fighter, as I said, you really want to be ideally preparing. You don't want to be doing that. Not ideal. But he talks about the tough fights, Fury having those tough fights. And, you know, people want to focus on the Deontay Wilder fight. You're fair enough, right? But you go back early in his career, and you have the likes of John McDermott. You getting dropped against Steve Cunningham. And that was a tough fight for Tyson Fury. He got hit plenty in that fight. You think that they were over a decade ago, but that's still miles on the clock. You know, the first Deontay Wilder fight, he didn't take that. It was really Wilder Fury, the trilogy fight, the third fight, where he took the most punishment, I would say, but he still had to pick himself up twice off the canvas. The second knockdown in the first fight, particularly being very heavy, and then him taking plenty of shots in the trilogy fight. You know, so Fury has had to go to the well in fights, not just the Wilder fights. And as well as that, what Dillian Whyte isn't talking about there, a lot has to be said for leading the life. Leading the life. So with Dillian Whyte saying his past exploits may have caught up with him, that, you know, it may be too little too late, I tend to agree. And I don't think, you know, I've said this before about Tyson Fury. I said it in the run to the Usyk fight. I don't think that one good camp at this point in your career, when you're in your mid-30s, because Tyson Fury will he be 35, 36 come August? I think it's August is his birthday, August time. One good camp at this point in your mid-30s, after a career of tough fights, probably tough sparring as well, and not living the life outside the ring against someone who may be a year and a bit older than you, but has lived a life, a consummate professional, doesn't balloon in between fights, always when is Alexander Usyk not motivated? He always seems motivated. I just don't see how you combat that. I don't see how you get around that. And I think Dillian Whyte is spot on what he says there, you know, to be honest with you. I really do. You read that and you're just kind of like, Dillian Whyte believes Fury could win but doubts his motivation. Yeah, I mean, I really don't know. I think with Turkey, the motivation for him is win or lose. He wants to do Fury versus Joshua in Wembley Stadium. And to be honest with you, win or lose, massive fight. Because the casual audience don't really give a damn. I mean, if Joshua lost to Dubois and Fury lost to Usyk, of course, it won't have the same mass appeal as if it had been for, you know, Joshua with an IBF title and Fury righting the wrong, beating Usyk, undisputed, part 2. It won't have the same appeal, of course not, as that, but it would still have a massive appeal to the casual audience. And I think just the idea of Fury versus, I'm going off on a tangent here about Fury Joshua, but you know what I mean, it would still appeal so much to that casual audience that although it wouldn't be as big, it would still be flipping big. So those are my thoughts there. That's what Dillian Whyte has to say on that. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, people, I hope you enjoyed the video. Smash the like button if you could, and subscribe, of course, as always, if you haven't already. And again, lads and lasses, I'll leave it there. Peace.